Baruch Hashem, we're in a close crowd over here. Just want to again thank them for coming, especially in the inclement weather. It's a big zechut for us to have him here. B'ezrat Hashem. Want to thank the Nisano family for sponsoring the delicious breakfast we have here. And of course, we always work together with Chazak and our Schorr. Chazak doing great work, bringing children, Jews closer. Those who are in public school, bring them over from public school to yeshiva, the after-school programming, all beautiful things. And for more information of how to contribute to Chazak, please speak to Rabbi. And thank you everyone for coming. I just want to say thank you to the Rabbi again. And l'chavod.
B'shut kvod harav shlita. B'shut kol ha'olam. Discuss a topic which is the topic of our generation. It says in Gemara that Bo Chabakuk ve'midan alachas. Chabakuk Hanovi came and said that the most important thing to work on is v'tzadik b'emunah yichya. To work on Emunah. Svarim HaKadoshim tell us that the greatest nisayon in our times of Ikris and the Mashiach will be Emunah. So we'll try to discuss a topic of Emunah based on this week's parasha. It says in this week's parasha, when Yaakov Avinu went to take the brachos, Yitzchak Avinu said, "Akoil koil Yaakov, va'yodayim yedei Esav." The simple way we all teach ourselves is Klal Yisrael has an ability to use their koil, to use their power of Torah, Tefillah, and the world outside, the enemies of Klal Yisrael, the Esav, the Ishmael, they use their Yadayim. Al-Char b'chotichya, Esav is Cherev, Ishmael is Keshes, Hayadayim Yedei Esav. That's the simple way we learn Pshat and Pasuk. But truthfully, there's a different Pshat and Pasuk. Hayadayim Yedei Esav can mean something else completely. And then it has to do with every single person. The Pasuk tells us that a person has an ability to make a mistake and say, "Koichi v'oitzem yodi osel yisachayel hazeh." A person can contribute his atzlacha in this world, in his empire in this world, in his ability to make money in this world, to be matzliach in this world. Koichi v'oitzem yodi is the strength of my hands. Hayadayim Yedei Esav means that Esav says that what brought me my yatzlacha, my hands, my Maisi Yadayim. That's that I'm working. A Yid knows, a Jew knows, Akoil Koil Yaakov. Where it brings me Atzlacha brings me Hakoil. Atzlacha brings me my Tefillah, my Torah, my mitzvahs. That's what brings me Atzlacha. But whatever comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We learned in 2 parashas back, Avraham Avinu said to Melech Stoim, "Harimoisi yodi," I pick up my hands. What does it mean, Harimoisi yodi l'kel elyon? The Malbim says, that's exactly what Avraham Avinu said. I don't contribute anything to my hands. I pick up my hands to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They don't belong to me. I'm not matzliach because my hands have an ability to be matzliach. I'm matzliach because HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives me atzlacha. That means Akoil Koil Yaakov. Yaakov contributes everything to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Esav is Hayadayim Yedei Esav. Esav says that I did everything. My hands did everything. Koichi v'oitzem yodi osel yisachayel hazeh. It says in Pasuk when Mashiach will come, or maybe not only when Mashiach will come, the pasuk says Musa and Navi v'lo noimar oid elikeinu lemaaseh yodeinu. What does that mean? I heard from my father an explanation. Everybody believes there's an HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Every Jew believes there's an HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But every Jew believes I'm doing HaKadosh Baruch Hu is watching over me. He's helping me. But it's me. It's my chachma. It's my atzlacha. The pasuk says, "V'lo noimar oid elikeinu." The Eibshter is also lemaaseh yadeinu. I contributed all to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. No more oid elikeinu lemaaseh yadeinu. I'm not going to say it's also HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I'm going to realize it's all HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So let's visit what Yaakov Avinu got a bracha when he came to Yitzchak Avinu. It says in pasuk, "V'yitein lecha Elokim mital hashamayim u'shmanei haaretz." Chazal are bothered why it says v'yitein. It should say yitein. He's starting the bracha. You don't start a bracha with a vav. And he should give you yitein Elokim. Yitein lecha Elokim. Why does it start with a vav? Chazal answer, yitein v'yachzer v'yitein. He will give and he will give again. What does that mean? Let's visit the beginning of the Bria, the first chet in the Bria, the Nachash. Nachash represents the Ra in the world. The Nachash was the one who brought all the bad to the world. He took away Adam Arisha's greatness. He brought from him from living forever, from living in Gan Eden to live in this world, to live with Misa. Everything came from the Nachash. What was the Nachash's punishment? Ofar toichel kol yemei chayecha. Chazal tell us the Nachash is the most easiest food that there could be. He goes up to the roof, the food is there. Wherever he goes, he has offer. Why is that a klala? Why is that a klala? What's the klala? What's the klala of offer? He doesn't have a taste. He doesn't have the tongue. That's the big klala. That's for us a klala because we live in the American world and we taste all the foods. But for the Nachash, what's the big klala of offer teicham? It says from Tzadikim a pshat that is the depths of the whole meaning of a person's living on this world. HaKadosh Baruch Hu told the Nachash, go, I don't want to see you, I don't want to have anything to do from you, I don't want to hear your tefillot, I don't want to hear your complaints. Have your food for the rest of the Bria and you have nothing to do with me. That's the biggest klala that could be. Offer teichel kol yemei chayecha. Get out of here. Take your food from now till the end of the world. You'll never have to ask me for food. You'll never have to beg me for food. You have everything you need. You're completely separated from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. There's no greater klala than that.
What's a klala?
Curse. Good for asking. There's no greater curse than that. You're separated from me. You have nothing to do with me. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants we should be connected to Him. We'll go from Parshas Bereshis to Parshas Noach. We learned in Parshas Noach that Noach was a year in the Teva. And he gave to eat the animals day and night. He worked day and night. And it says in Rashi that one day he came late to give the lion to eat. And the lion bit him. Why? Why was this punishment? We believe Emunah Shlema, nobody gets hurt unless there's a reason. We don't have to work hard. We have too many reasons why we get it. But Naich was ish tzaddik. Why did he bite him? Oh, he came late with he deserves it for coming late. Dari is Melech HaChayos. David HaMelech writes in Tillim in Barchi Nafshi. David HaMelech writes in Tillim, Hakfirim shayagim leteref. The young lions are asking for food. Levakesh mekel ochlam. They ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu for their food. The chayos in the wildness ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu for food. There's no person to give them food. There's no person that gives them to eat. The domesticated animal has a person. The chayos of the wild are connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Levakesh Mikeil Ochlam. Dari was Melech HaChayos. He was angry. A person is giving me to eat. You're disconnecting me from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I lived the life of Levakesh Mikeil Ochlam. I lived the life of asking HaKadosh Baruch Hu every day, bring me something to eat. Bring me an animal to be able to eat. Bring me something that I could jump on. Now you locked me into a teva with a person. The minute he had a way to have his complaint, that's what tzaddikim teach us. The ultimate bracha. What's the ultimate bracha? Well, ask a person in American life, what's the ultimate bracha? I have a foundation for the next 6 generations, put away money. I'm set up with all kinds of different funds that till the day I pass away from the world, I have no problems because it's insured and it's the best investments. That's called a successful person. That's successful. You don't have to ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu for food. That's the klala of the Nachash. That's the klala of the Nachash. Here, take your food. Take your food for 6 generations. Don't worry about it. Don't talk to me. Don't ask me every day, Baruch Aleinu Shoshana Hazais. I don't need it. I have what I need. Oh, but it's not true. 9/11, everybody knows what 9/11 is, right? In the World Trade Center, in the bottom floor of the World Trade Center, there was a vault. The safest vault in the world. Hidden on the ground. And a person had there bars of gold. Bars of gold is the safest investment. It goes up, it goes down, but it's a commodity that never goes down all the way. Bars of gold, millions and millions and millions of dollars of bars of gold. I know who it was. It all melted. It all melted. Nothing was left of it. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has his ways. Now Moshe Feinstein writes in Dorosh Moshe, in a speech that he said in Russia, in the last years in Russia when there was already very hard life. He said in a Shabboshuva de Russia, it says in Pasuk in Divrei Hayomim, it's brought in Pirkei Avos in a Mishnah, Ki memcha hakoil umiyotcha nasanu lach. Everything from you, miyotcha nasanu lach, means Lashon Hoive. Every minute you have your money, you're getting it from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. A person who thinks that he has money put away under his mattress, and he's calm, and that he has, nobody could take it away from him, is not a mammon. Because it's given to me every minute by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants it to disappear, it'll disappear. And I just told you, bars of gold. The greatest beracha that we have is that we realize that we have to ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Comes Yaakov Avinu and is getting a beracha in Gashmiut. V'yitein l'cha Elokim, not at one time. Yitein v'yachzer v'yitein. I'm not going to give you parnasa for a week, and not for a year, and not for this. Yitein v'yachzer v'yitein. I'm going to give you daily. Daily. Biggest beracha. Why? Because Chazal tells us another drasha. V'yitein l'cha Elokim, v'yitein l'cha Elokusai. I'll give you godliness. I'll give you a connection to God. I'll give you a connection to Elokim. How am I going to give you a connection to Elokim? Yitein v'yachzer v'yitein. You'll have to ask me daily. You'll have to beg by me. You'll be close to me. You'll be connected to me. That's the biggest beracha that there is. Because then you live with Emunah, then you live with knowing that everything comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You realize you're not in your own hands. You realize that everything comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKoel Koel Yaakov. A Yaakov is somebody that realizes that he lives from his kol. He lives from talking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Vayodayim, the one who believes that it's in his hands, he has the ability to do something about it. He has the ability to control. That's the Esav. That's the Esav. There are three words that have the same numerical value. In our Machzorim, I don't know what we, Achenu B'nai Sfard say, but in our Machzorim we say on Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, Tshuva, Tefillah, Tzedakah, Mavir, and Esraya Gzeira. On top of these three, there are three words. Tzom, Kol, Mamon. All three have the same exact numerical value, 136. Tzom is Tzadik, Vav Mem. Tzadi is 90, Mem is 40, is 130, and a Vav is 6, is 136. Kol is 136, that's easy. Mamon is 136, 40 and 40 is 80, 50 is 130, and a 6 and a Vav is 136. All of them have the same numerical value. Hakol Kol Yaakov. Every Jew, more or less, knows what means tshuva, knows what means tshuva. Where does the Yetzer Hara have its malchama? In the last sink, in Mammon, where there a person thinks that he is in control. That's the koach of Esav. What did Yaakov Avinu say? The Yadayim are not the way it should be. The Yadayim we have to work on. Look at the Dover Pele. We'll learn a new concept in the Aleph base. What is different in the Hebrew language than any other language? The Hebrew Aleph base. Tzaddik, listen 1 minute, I'll tell you something new. What is different between ABC and Aleph base?
One's English, one's Hebrew.
That's not the difference, because then there's Russian and there's Chinese and there's Uzbek and there's all kind of languages. A is one letter, and Aleph is 3 letters. Aleph Lamed Pei. Aleph is not an empty thing; it has letters under it. Not only does it have letters under it, it's endless. Because the Lamed has a Mem and a Dalet. And the Mem as a Mem and a Dalet it goes endless. Every ot of the Aleph base is endless. endless. Maybe I should shock you. Aleph is the first letter of the alphabet, yeah? Aleph refers to who? To Hashem, to Aleph, to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I want to show you that in the letter Aleph lies Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, and lies Baruch Shem Kivod Machuto L'Olam Ved, only in the Aleph. Okay? We're going to work on it together. Everybody knows math. If not, you'll take out a calculator. Not an iPhone, a calculator. Aleph is written, Aleph Lamed Pei. Yeah? Aleph times Lamed is how much? 30. 30 times 80 is how much? 2400. How much do we have? 2430. Yeah, 2430 we have, yeah? An Aleph is written two ways. A Yud, a Vav, and a Yud, or a Yud and a Vav and a Dalet. Two ways that you can write an Aleph in Halacha and in Kabbalah. A Yud and a Vav and a Yud is 26. A Yud and a Vav and a Dalet is 20. Together I have how much? 46. 2430 and 46 is how much? 2476, exactly Shema Yisrael and Baruch Shem. In Aleph, that refers to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you have Kabbalah Samach HaShamayim completely. And that you can go through everything in the Torah. Every oath in the Torah has endless. So Esav also teaches you something. Let's take Esav and look at the otiyot that are called the milui. How you write out the otiyot. Ayin, how do you write out an ayin? Ayin Yud Nun. So how much is the inside of the ayin? 60. Shin is again 60. So we have 120. And a Vav is Vav Yud Vav. So we have how much more? 16, 136. In Esav lies his koyach, mamon. That's his koyach. That's where he has a koyach to overcome us. The temptation of money. When you take it without Emunah, when you take it without knowing that it comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that's Esav. That's what lies in Esav. The koyach of not realizing that HaKadosh Baruch Hu runs the show. The more we live in a world of technology, the more the Nisayon becomes bigger. Our great-grandfathers that lived on a plot of field, and they knew they had to have rain. Rain, I'm going to ask you a very simple question. You daven every day. The second bracha is the bracha of Gvura. The strength of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Machayim Mesim. Where does Kshamim come in there? Where does Masha Baruch Geshem come into such a bracha? You know why? Because Geshem is one thing that we realize is only HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You realize it's not in your control. Nobody can control the rain. Even the forecasters don't know. The Chedushim said, when forecasters said something, he said, how could they know? HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the one who's Mishaneh Te'itim. They can't know when it's going to rain and when it's going to snow. That's one place that they have no control over. So when our great-grandfathers lived and they knew that how did they live? Because they planted. So they knew. You have to come out to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You have nothing is in your hand. So they live with Emunah. The Gemara says in Sechet Shabbos Daf Lamed Aleph, Emunah ze seder zraim. Tosfos says why? Shemamin b'leichaye olemim uzoreah. When a person plants and he lives with Emunah and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He knows if it's not going to rain, I'm in trouble. There's a famine on the world. I won't have what to eat. The animals won't have what to eat. I realize I'm in the hands of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But when a person thinks that he's in control, so let's go back to Baruch Nafshi. Baruch Nafshi talks about all the dvarim that happen in the world. One of the things it says, Yetzei Adam lefoalo, lavadoso adei erev. Where does that come in there? A person goes to his work. That's part of the bria that we were talking about in the flood. I heard once a pshat. It might cause everybody to smile, but they're lies in a ridiculous pshat. It's a pella that a person who has a job that he gets paid every week, and he doesn't know that there's a Kadosh Baruch Hu, his boss gives him a check every week. It's the biggest pella that it works because you have no emunah. It's a nes gadol that you get it. That's what the pasuk is telling you. It's a nes. Yetzei adam lefoalo lavadoso adei erev. Why should he have panasah? He has no emunah. He believes that he's getting a check every week. He doesn't even remember that it's a Kadosh Baruch Hu. That's a nes. That's a nes. The person that lives with emunah, he has panasah. That's the way it should be. That's the lesson of Ayitin L'chai Elokim. Realizing that it comes everything from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's the biggest bracha. That's the bracha that we got. We're going to say one more nekuda. It says in Parashat Bahar, Shemitah. Everybody knows that Shemitah is bitochon. Person has to leave his fields for a year. He lived on HaKadosh Baruch Hu bitochon, the biggest bitochon that there is. It says in the pasuk, Chisoimru ma noichal. You're going to ask what I'm going to eat. I didn't plant. How am I going to have what to eat? Hein lo nizra. V'tzivisi es berchosi. I will say that there should be a bracha. Everybody knows there's a sefer called Noam HaMelech. The Noam HaMelech had a brother, Rebbe Reb Zusha. So one time he brings a word from him. What does he say? He says a davar nifla. Why does the Torah have to write that you ask a question? The Torah should say the Torah has to write you ask questions. You know, when you ask such a question, you're missing emunah. It says a davar nifla. If you won't ask questions, they'll come from a shamayim nisim. You're going to ask a question, you're not going to be zochet to nisim anymore, so you really shouldn't get anything. And the Torah says that even if you're going to ask questions, v'tzivisi es berchosi, I'll give you a bracha. You hear a pshat? Really, the Torah doesn't want you to ask questions. And if you won't ask questions, it'll go on a different level completely. On a much higher level. You ask questions, you're making trouble. You don't have the emunah the way it should be. But I'm promising you that you won't be in trouble. I'll give a bracha. Dvar niflaim. There's a lot to talk about it. Where's the makor for this bracha? When Yaakov Avinu stood in front of Yitzchak, he stood with Big Day Esav. Why did he come with Big Day Esav? Because Yaakov Avinu took a bracha for people that weren't on the darga of Yaakov Avinu, they weren't on the madrega of Yaakov Avinu, they weren't tzaddikim like Yaakov Avinu. They needed a bracha. We said before a question why it says a vav. Why do we start with v'yitain? Listen to a davar that everybody can say over and instill emunah into people. A person who has emunah and bitachon does not need a bracha. He has everything he needs. The person who doesn't have the right emunah, v'yitain, for you I have to give again, because you made yourself, ruined yourself, because you were missing emunah. Just like it says over there, V'tzivisi berchosi, it says over here, V'yitain. I'm going to give again. For who am I going to give again? For the one who doesn't have Emunah, for the one who has big day Esav, for the one who suffers in Emunah. I'm going to give him. That's why it starts with the Vav. But the ultimate is not the V'yitain, the ultimate is Yitain. The ultimate is that we should have Emunah. We should have Emunah, and when you have Emunah, it goes on a completely higher level. It goes on a completely higher level. So, the lesson of our parasha is a lesson for us to elevate ourselves. To elevate ourselves in our belief in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and to realize that everything comes from Him. To realize that everything comes from Him. That whatever I do is only ishtadlut, and not that's where it comes from. We'll end with a piece of Mesilas Yesharim. A piece of Mesilas Yesharim, which is going to be a shak. It says in the Torah, B'zeh sapecha toichal lechem. How do you touch that pasuk? You're going to have to work to eat lechem. But where's the lechem going to come from? From the zeh sapecha. The zeh sapecha toichal lechem. In other words, you'll go to a seminar, they'll tell you exactly this. You're not going to work hard, you're not going to make money. You work hard, you'll make money. It's exactly the language that you hear by all the seminars. The more you work, and the better you work, and the more you'll be mishtadel, you'll have more money. Says the Mesilas Yesharim, you're reading the pasuk wrong. Stop. From where? Who knows? Zeh sapecha is a klala. It's a klala, it's a curse, b'zeh sapecha. Toichal lechem doesn't have to come from b'zeh sapecha. It doesn't say that in pasuk. It means that you could go to work from 9 to 5 and work hard, and your money's going to come from someplace else. Nothing, there's no equation. There's no equation. Where does it say? It says in the Gemara. The Gemara says in Masechtas Megillah, Yogati umatzasi tamen. Question that Svarim ask, Yogati umatzasi? You ever work to find a mitzvah? You ever work to find something? You don't work to find something, you find something be'esachadas. That's exactly what the Gemara says, Yogati. But that's not where it comes from. It comes from Mitzvah. It could be, it'll come from there, but it's also a Mitzvah. It's also a Mitzvah, because nothing has to do with the Yagati. Yagati is one thing, Mitzvah is something else. If we lived that way, how much more calmer would we be? How much less would we have to take things for pressure? How much less would we be nervous? We realize we're on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We realize anyway everything comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We realize the whole Zeh Sapecha is a klala. Teichal lechem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu promises you Teichal lechem. From where it'll come? From your Emunah, from your Betochain. That's where it'll come from. We have to do our ishtadlut. We have to go work. We have to be with Zeh Sapecha. But the Teichal lechem is a Raftocha from someplace else. Why? Because you have Emunah and you have Bitochen HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's our Avodah, that's our tafkid in the world. And the more we live in a world where everything is what's the answer? I want to say something that is going to wake everybody up. We were taught, our tzaddikim, that the Yetzer Hara is a dimyan. The Yetzer Hara is a farce. It's only it's a living in an untrue world. It sounds hard to believe and hard to understand. I want to ask everybody a question. and realize we're standing in the days before Mashiach comes. HaKadosh Baruch Hu did for us something that you have to good understand. There's something called AI in the world. AI is completely dimyon, completely sheker. It's a bria of sheker. It's a bria of false. It's completely false. Yeah?
What's sheker?
Sheker, false. Better word for sheker? What? False. AI is proof. The biggest proof how we get fooled by something that doesn't exist. When something doesn't exist. I think the Bitcoin is the same thing. Something that doesn't exist. It's teaching you something. It's teaching you something. It's teaching you could see something in front of your eyes and it's not true. So realize all that the Yetzer Hara is selling you, and all that the Yetzer Hara is telling you, and all that he's trying to get you to be involved in, is the same thing. It's a sheker, it's a picture, it's nothing. It's AI. It's artificial. It's not true. That's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu brought us AI. Not that we should get caught up in it. We should realize. We should realize that that's what the world is. And that's the tikkun, that's our avodah. To realize the sheker of the world, to realize the falseness of the world, and realize that everything is only artificial. There's only one truth, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's our avodah in this world, and Halavai we should be able to be zocher to see it with our own eyes.